To the chairman of the House Intel Committee. He's a member of the powerful Gang of Eight, Congressman Rick Crawford. Great to have you with us again. So what do you make of this? Iran's foreign minister saying today, Robert just outlined, he actually came out on TV and said the strait will reopen, but we are going to retain control of it and charge tolls. This is something President Trump has said would be unacceptable.
Well, it is unacceptable. They can't toll an international waterway. I mean, you and I have had this conversation before. We know that Oman and the Emirates have as much claim to the Strait of Hormuz as Iran does. It's not theirs and theirs alone. The 12 miles off the coast, that is recognized as under their sovereign control. At its most narrow point, it's about 22 miles across. So that leaves a considerable area for ships to pass in Omani waters or Emirati waters.
So is this just posturing by the Iranians and bluster
Sure.
by the Iranians? Or because, this MOU is going to be DOA if they're not going to open the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, I like what you did there. Yeah, I know. It's typical with Iran. We won't know until there is something signed. And even then, I don't know that we can count on them to honor the agreement. They have a track record of reversing themselves. And look, throughout this entire negotiation process, they've been duplicitous. I mean, look, they've broken the ceasefire. They've done some things that, sit back and talk about, we want to put an end to the war with Hezbollah and Israel. Are you kidding me? They're the ones funding it.
Right.
They don't want to put into it. I mean, I really feel like the president has gone above and beyond the call with regard to his forbearance diplomatically. Now, they're going to fool around, and his patience is going to run out. And it's just a question of when that is. I think we're nearing that point because he's done everything in the world to give them a graceful way out of this, a nice diplomatic solution. He's not trying to engage in, inflicting more harm kinetically on them. Really, the ball's in their court, and it just doesn't look like they are to be trusted at all. And that's just sort of typical for this country.
The memo of understanding that the Vice President, J.D. Vance, would be flying to Geneva to sign with the Iranians kicks off the 60 days of negotiations. What happens if there's no deal after 60 days? Are we back to war? Are we back to dueling blockades of the strait? Are we back to bombing them?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to get out in front of the president on what options he may employ in that regard, but I would anticipate that if they continue to do this kind of, backing out of the deal or not honoring the terms of the deal, that at some point patience is going to wear thin and the president will say, okay, enough's enough. And there may be some kinetic strikes in the offing. And so, look, I've always said this, the president can, the Iranians can strike a deal or the president can deal a strike. It's up to them.
Yeah.
I think he's really exhausted every diplomatic opportunity to his credit. And so we'll see what happens. I hope I've engaged in good faith, but I'm a realist. I'm an optimist, glass half full. But looking at their history, I don't really hold out a whole heck of a lot of hope that they're going to be dealing in good faith.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard a single person across the political spectrum, Republican or Democrat, who said they believe a word out of the Iranians. They have lied and broken their word over and over and over many decades. 60 days to find agreement on all that enriched uranium, the funding for the terrorist proxy groups. It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack, absolutely.
Yeah. I want to ask you about FISA, because Congress deadlocked yesterday on this deal to extend the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, known as Section 702. This is a really important tool. It allows the United States government to essentially eavesdrop on foreigners by listening to phone conversations, reading texts, emails. These are all foreigners who are inside the United States. Spy agencies collect that data from companies like Google, AT&T, and Verizon, and then use it often to foil terrorist plots and foreign cyber attacks. The NSA says FISA has been used to reveal the Chinese origins of fentanyl, uncover Russian kidnapping of Ukrainian kids, take down al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. It's the first time ever that the House has failed to pass an extension of Section 702. Are we safe without it? I know we can still continue collecting it for a few more months, but we're right at war with the #1 sponsor of terror in the world. We just had the World Cup kick off here in the United States.
You're actually making the same sales pitch I've been making now for several months. I mean, that's exactly right. It's an invaluable tool that we rely heavily on. 60% of the president's daily brief is derived from 702 intelligence. And so I don't think you can overstate the importance of this program. What I think is important to note is that we've actually passed this out of the House 3 times. There is a bill live right now over in the Senate. They could pass it right now. And what Chuck Schumer did was take the opportunity, as he does frequently, to just say no to the president just because he doesn't like the president. And he used, really an irrelevant argument, and that was he didn't like the DNI, acting DNI nominee that he put forward. Well,
look, to be fair, nor did the Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
Fair enough, but the DNI doesn't even have 702 query authority, number one. Number two, this was in an acting capacity. And number three, he wasn't asking for them to confirm this guy. He was saying, this guy's going to hold down the fort until I get a nominee in place. And they went nuts. They used the opportunity just to try to spite the president again, and they're willing to take national security hostage in the process.
Well, should the president just pull Pulte's nomination as acting DNI? That would solve the whole problem, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, it's his prerogative. I'm not going to second guess the president on this. He's got a nominee out there that's a solid guy. And everybody has acknowledged
Jay Clayton.
that.
Yeah.
So get over yourself. Pass the 702 bill, and let's protect America.
Congressman Rick Crawford, appreciate you joining us tonight. Have a great weekend. Thank you.